Welcome back to another episode of High Levelism. On your way in the door, be sure to hit that like button. If you're feeling the content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I want to talk today about leadership and how it's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. There's too many people that want to lead and even fewer that want to be led to leadership. Let's get right into it. A lot of people say they want to lead, but what they really want is control. Leadership sounds good because it feels like influence without limits and authority without pushback. What people don't talk about much is what comes before real leadership: learning how to lead. You have to learn how to be led. Being led means taking direction you didn't choose. It means moving at someone else's pace. Learning how to be a part of something bigger than your own preferences. That's where many people bow out at. Not because they aren't capable, but because being led forces them to face parts of themselves they rather ignore. Being led requires patience, and patience isn't rewarded much today. You gotta wait your turn. You gotta listen before you act. You have to trust a process instead of being able to follow your impulses. For people who believe action always equals progress, this feels frustrating. Your ideas don't always get used. Your timing doesn't always matter. Your importance gets tested. Many people mistake this for being held back, when in reality, it's how judgment gets sharpened and how responsibility gets learned. This is why so many people rush into leadership roles before they're ready. They end up with authority they didn't know how to handle. Without being shaped first, leadership turns into a performance. People talk a lot, but they don't listen well. They react fast without thinking through the consequences. They want influence without accountability, spiritually and practically. These leaders struggle with correction. Feedback feels like an attack to them. Confidence often hides insecurity instead of strength. Being led teaches you the difference between ego and purpose. It helps you see the gap between having an opinion and having wisdom. When someone else makes the decisions, you're forced to ask hard questions about yourself. Are you resisting because something is wrong or because your pride is hurt? That kind of self-examination isn't always comfortable, but it's necessary. It strips away the illusion that desire alone equals readiness. There's also protection in being led well. Good leadership carries pressure you're not ready to hold yet. It puts structure where chaos would grow. It corrects mistakes early, before they turn into habits that are harder to fix. People who refuse this step often step into leadership too soon and confuse freedom with readiness. The result is strained relationships, confused teams, and responsibility that feels heavier than it's expected to be. Not wanting to be led doesn't always look rebellious. Sometimes it looks like independence. People say they don't need guidance, that they learn best alone, that they trust their instincts above everything else. While independence does have its value, it can also hide a refusal to be shaped. Being alone feels safer because no one challenges you. But without outside perspective, blind spots stay blind, and blind spots become dangerous once you have authority. Another reason people resist being led is because it threatens their identity. Being led means admitting you're still growing, that you don't have it all figured out. For people who base their worth on competence or intelligence, this feels uncomfortable. Some would rather lead poorly than follow well, because following exposes what's unfinished. Ironically, that resistance slows growth more than any lack of opportunity ever could. Real leadership doesn't come from submitting to people blindly. It comes from submitting to the truth. Being led doesn't mean turning off your thinking. It means allowing your thinking to be tested. It means putting your ideas inside structure and seeing which ones hold up under pressure. People understand this. They don't chase titles. They let their credibility grow over time. When leadership finally comes, it doesn't feel like a big arrival. It just feels like the next step. One overlooked benefit of being led is learning how to disagree without tearing things apart. When you're not in charge, you learn how to hold strong beliefs without needing control. You learn when to speak and when to watch. These skills aren't flashy, but they are essential. Leaders would never learn them often confuse authority with dominance and decisiveness with disregard. When everyone wants to lead and no one wants to follow, everything gets loud and messy. Ideas compete instead of working together. Responsibility gets passed around instead of owned. Progress slows, not because people aren't smart, but because no one is aligned. Healthy systems need both leaders and followers. Both roles matter. Both require discipline. One just comes before the other. In spiritual and in practicality, seasons of being led, they are not wasted time. It's preparation. They teach you how to move without ego pushing you forward. People who skip these seasons often repeat the same mistakes in every new place. Those who embrace them tend to lead calm, smoother lives because they've already learned how to carry weight without needing attention. Eventually, people who accept being led notice a change. Their decisions become steadier. Their confidence grows. They stop trying to prove that they're ready and that they're needy because they already tested their value and they showed. When leadership comes, it doesn't overwhelm them or inflate them. It simply asks more of what they've already become. In the end, the real question isn't whether you want to lead, it's whether you're willing to be formed first. Whether you can respect seasons where your job is to learn, align, and grow instead of control. Those seasons build the kind of authority that lasts. Authority that doesn't need to announce itself. It doesn't crumble under pressure. And it serves instead of consuming. That kind of leadership is rare. And when you see it, you'll know. It's your boy, man.